Mando and Grogu, the Imperial hunt. The Razor Crest drifted silently above the asteroid-strewn belt of Corrivan X, its engines humming softly against the void. Mando adjusted his gloves and peered out at the swirling debris below. Weeks had passed since they destroyed the Imperial base on Vornis, and he had hoped for a quiet stretch of travel. But nothing stayed quiet in this galaxy, not for long. A blip appeared on the radar, sharp and deliberate, a sleek Imperial shuttle, black as a starless night, weaving expertly through the asteroid field. Mando's visor flared as he zoomed in. "Looks like someone survived," he muttered. Grogu peeked from his satchel, ears twitching nervously. He cooed softly, sensing the dark intent emanating from the shuttle. The shuttle deployed a dozen advanced droids, each armed with pulsing blaster cannons, and a squad of stormtroopers who had clearly been upgraded since the last encounter. "They're after you," Kid Mando said, tightening his grip on the controls. Grogu squeaked, eyes widening, and Mando smirked under the helmet. "Don't worry, we'll teach them a lesson." The chase began immediately. Mando weaved the Razor Crest through jagged asteroid clusters, dodging tumbling rocks and sudden debris bursts. Blaster bolts streaked past, bouncing harmlessly off the ship's Beskar plating. Grogu's tiny hand floated near the controls, subtly nudging debris with the force to intercept pursuing drones. One drone slammed into a spinning rock and exploded, showering sparks across the void. Mando glanced at Grogu, raising a brow. "Nice shot, kid, but don't get cocky." Grogu cooed innocently, ear flopping as he floated another drone into the path of a larger asteroid. The shuttle followed relentlessly, its engines blazing blue against the black sky. A mechanical voice echoed through the ship's speakers: "Mandalorian, surrender the child, or face termination." Mando's visor flared red. "Not today." He flipped a switch, releasing a holographic decoy of Grogu in the rear compartment. The hologram floated mid-air, blinking and cooing. The shuttle's sensors immediately latched on, diverting several droids to intercept the decoy. Meanwhile, the real Grogu quietly floated toward the shuttle's docking tube. His tiny hands glowed as he used the force to disable the outer panels and override the energy flow. Sparks cascaded as power rerouted unpredictably through the shuttle. A few stormtroopers entered the tube, unaware that a small green hand had already tampered with their systems. Inside the cockpit, Mando pulled several acrobatic maneuvers to dodge laser fire, zipping around massive spinning rocks. He could hear Grogu cooing in triumph over the ship's intercom, his tiny victory noises mixed with the crackle of alarms. Mando shook his head. "I swear, kid, you're gonna get us killed someday." Grogu responded with a triumphant squeak, nudging the final shuttle engine wire with the force. The entire ship shuddered violently as its energy core went haywire. Warning lights blinked red, and the shuttle spiraled uncontrollably through the asteroid belt. The stormtroopers shouted, firing desperately, but Grogu's precision prevented them from landing a single hit. Outside, debris collided with the shuttle, tearing off panels and sending sparks flying. Mando weaved through the chaos, narrowly avoiding tumbling rocks and laser fire, his reflexes sharper than ever. "Ready for a little fun," he muttered. Grogu cooed and floated a small missile toward the shuttle. The tiny projectile hit perfectly, detonating against the fuel conduit. Flames erupted, and the shuttle spun into a tumbling spiral. The stormtroopers abandoned ship as the hull breached, ejecting escape pods into space. The surviving drones collapsed into smoldering wreckage. Mando and Grogu watched from the Razor Crest, engines burning softly as the shuttle's destruction lit the asteroid belt like fireworks. As the debris field settled, Mando leaned back in the pilot's chair, breathing steadily under the helmet. "Well, that's one problem solved." Grogu yawned, snuggling into his satchel, eyes half closed, small hand resting on Mando's arm. But Mando wasn't done. He scanned the area, eyes narrowing. The surviving Imperial scientists might have escaped in one of the pods. "Mark my words, kid," he said softly. "This isn't over." "Not by a long shot," Grogu burped in agreement. Tiny ears twitching, Mando reached down, patting him gently on the head. "For now, though, we're clear." He activated the hyperdrive, and the Razor Crest shot into hyperspace, leaving the smoking wreckage of the Imperial shuttle behind. The stars stretched into lines of light, and Grogu's small coo echoed in the quiet of the cabin. Mando gazed out at the void, feeling a rare moment of calm. "One day," he murmured, "they'll learn not to mess with us." Grogu wiggled happily, as if agreeing, though in truth, he was already dreaming of the next adventure. The Razor Crest continued through the galaxy, carrying two unlikely heroes, leaving chaos, sparks, and a lesson for the Empire in their wake.